So before we get into today's video, I wanted to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, Parsec. Parsec is a game streaming software that allows us players to play video games on any device like Mac, Android, and PC. It's a completely free software that you can find in the description below. Believe it or not, Parsec streams games at 4K and 60 FPS. And by far my favorite feature that Parsec has is co-play. With co-play, it allows you to play co-op and multiplayer online with your friends, even if the game does not support online play. Parsec has a built-in friendship and invite system that allows you to easily invite your friends to co-play, share controllers, and do lots of fun gaming stuff together. And there's this cool new feature called Party Finder, which allows you to join parties with players all around the world and play local multiplayer games online. What this feature does is that you can play any game that you own with anyone and meet new players and experience gaming in a way that wasn't possible before. And Party Finder also features lobbies where you can find and join parties related to games or content creators. With a feature like Party Finder, it is also possible to play retro games that didn't have online capabilities or don't have populated servers, like some of the old Mortal Kombat games. It also still works with the modern games, and it provides a better netcode for those games. With that being said, thank you so much for sponsoring this video, Parsec. So today's video is going to be a little bit different, and what I'm going to be doing is playing every single Mortal Kombat game from Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat X. Or I should probably say the mainstream ones, because I'm not going to be doing Mythology Sub-Zero, Special Forces, or Shaolin Monks. I thought this would be a good idea for a video because we are approaching Mortal Kombat 11, and I think it would be nice to go on the nostalgia train to see how Mortal Kombat has changed over the years. What I'll be doing is talking about some of the things that I like about each game and maybe some things that I don't like. And I'm not going to be going over everything the game has to offer, just some of the highlights that I want to talk about. I'll also mainly be playing Liu Kang throughout each game because that is my favorite character of all time. And well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So in order for me to play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, I have to go to the Mortal Kombat arcade collection that WB put out a couple of years ago. Because of course I don't have the arcade cabinets, but I will someday. So one of the weird things is that WB actually took this off of Steam, and I had to buy this on Amazon, and they never really explained why this was taken off of Steam, so I can't really be playing online. So we're just going to be doing some single player stuff. Man, do I love this sexy ass character select music. Although it may seem cliche, one of the things that I really like about Mortal Kombat 1 is its simplicity. The character designs are so simple, yet they're so good. And it's also a really good starting Mortal Kombat game if you want to ever get into Mortal Kombat. I'd say Mortal Kombat 1 is a pretty good game. I just think the problem is that it's not really available anymore. Like, again, this is taken off of Steam, and if you really want to play this arcade collection without having to download it from some other places, like Amazon, you would have to go to an Xbox 360 or a PS3 to play this game, because I believe they are still on those stores. Or if you want to go hardcore, then just might as well go to an arcade place and just play it. It's extra hard for me because I live in the middle of nowhere, and the arcade places that are near me, they do not have any of the Mortal Kombat games. One of the things that I will admit though is that it's barely a fighting game by today's standards, but I don't really think that matters if you really just want to play this game for fun, because nobody really takes this game seriously or competitively. Again, that's not a bad thing, it's just that it is never really meant to be competitive. What am I doing? I also really like Liu Kang's design in this game because, well, it's straight up Bruce Lee, and I don't really have a problem with that because I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan, and, well, I cannot not like it. With customization being a huge thing in Mortal Kombat 11, I do really hope that I'm going to get the opportunity to use Mortal Kombat 1 Liu Kang, because Mortal Kombat X, well, we'll get there. Also, a big thing to note here is that I'm not really good at these arcades. I know how to play them, I know the basics of course, but sometimes I don't know what the AI is gonna do, and sometimes the AI is really stupid, like they'll react to the most stupid things. And sometimes it'll get annoying when they just low kick you, like what they're doing right now, like what Raiden's doing. He's just low kicking me, and then whenever I go for a sweep, he'll go for something like that, and then he'll, oh man, he's not even doing anything. Like I can't even do, like look. I try to do an uppercut. I try to do a sweep. Oh, I'm not even. That's not even. Oh man, the inputs. I try to do a sweep, and then he does his torpedo move because he can get away with it. Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm done. Let's go to Mortal Kombat 2. So now we're here with Mortal Kombat 2. With Mortal Kombat 2, Ed Boon, John Tobias, and the team looked at Mortal Kombat 1 and said, "How can we make this better? And how can we double of what we did. The gameplay is still at a slow pace, but it feels a lot more smoother and it feels really great. The roster is great. We get fan favorites like Jax, Kitana, Melina, Kung Lao, and others. And out of the Mortal Kombat trilogy games, this one is probably my favorite one, but I still suck at it. Oh yeah, and this is the Mortal Kombat game where we got the famous bicycle kick from Liu Kang. One of the most interesting things about Liu Kang that I forgot to mention when I was playing Mortal Kombat 1 is that in Mortal Kombat 1 he refuses to kill, and in Mortal Kombat 2 he's like tempted to do it because in the story the Tarkatans killed his fellow Shaolin monks. So it's a neat thing about him that he has this dark side that's tempting him. I know in his fatality he does kill, but they only added that in the game because people would just complain that he didn't kill in the first one. Let me see if I can actually do it. Oh yeah, this one actually might be my favorite Liu Kang fatality.
Liu Kang wins. Fatality.
And now we're here with Mortal Kombat 3. Or I should probably say Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 because nobody ever talks about vanilla MK3. Now UMK3 is almost everyone's favorite out of the trilogy. It's not my favorite, but I can see why that's the case for other people. Like Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, it has great stages, it has a good soundtrack, it has good costumes, it has a great roster, and I know a lot of people want to see the 3D era to stop getting shafted, but the UMK3 characters also need to stop getting shafted as well. Because like I want to see Nightwolf, Sindel, Sector, and Cyrax, and hell, I take no shame in saying that I want Stryker back because those are some of the characters that we don't really see often. UMK3 is very different gameplay wise. It's very fast paced, unlike MK1 and 2, that's slower. UMK3 also introduced combos and the run mechanic. So this is lore related, but one of the problems I have with Liu Kang in this game is that he kind of just shows up and wins because his arc ends in MK2. So UMK3 was kind of the game that just said, hey, beat Shao Kahn again, and that's what happened. I don't really have much to say about UMK3 other than it's a great game and it fits in well with 1 and 2 and pretty much making the perfect trilogy in video game fiction, maybe even fiction in general. Okay, so you know how I said that I would be playing every Mortal Kombat game for this video? Yeah, I kind of lied because I don't actually own MK4, but I guess I'll just show gameplay and talk about what I like and what I don't like about the game. I can't really judge the game too much because one, I don't own the game and I've only played it a few times. Like I played it a few times in the arcade when I was a kid, and I played it a few times when I had it on this old laptop of mine that is pretty much destroyed right now. But what I will say is that it introduced some great characters like Fujin, Tanya, Quan Chi, and Shinnok. And then we have a character like Kai who has the potential to be great, but he doesn't really do anything in this game. And on that note, I guess I can talk about some of the problems I have with this game, and they're mainly going to be story related. Mortal Kombat 4 introduced a lot of great new ideas. The idea of Kai being the next generation Liu Kang and Liu Kang training Kai was a cool concept. Raiden retiring as Earthrealm's protector and becoming an elder god and having Fujin step up to be that kind of protector. And these are some of the ideas that they just abandoned, and that's what I do not like because it's the first example of them chickening out on things that they should have done. Mortal Kombat 4 just feels incomplete. The concepts are there, but nothing is really done with them. So I think because the concepts are still there, I'm a little bit more forgiving of it. And plus, of course, I don't really own the game either. If I were to talk about Liu Kang, I guess I could say that I really like his design. It's one of my favorite Liu Kang designs. But I'm just not really a big fan of his story because what I think Liu Kang should have done, or what they should have done with Liu Kang's character, was have him retire with Kitana. Have him go off in the sunset with Kitana because Kitana actually asked Liu Kang to rule Edenia with her and he turned her down, and that's not where I wanted Liu Kang to go. I wanted Liu Kang to have a hero's rest. Finally, after so many games, he can finally rest and pass on the torch to Kai. This game is considered by many to be the worst Mortal Kombat game, and also this was the same year Mortal Kombat Annihilation was released. So yeah, it really wasn't a good year for Mortal Kombat. But by far, the best thing about this game is the endings.
Tanya, what's going on?
I don't know what Kitana saw in you. Can't you see, Liu Kang? This is a trap.
Welcome, Shaolin warrior. Your thunder god is beaten. Earth's warriors destroyed. You are the last remnants of the forces of light. Do you wish to beg for mercy from your new master, the Lord Shinnok?
Never, sorcerer!
Fool!
It's over, Jarek. Shinnok is dead. The good guys won. You're coming back with me.
Never, Sonya. I agreed to help defeat Shinnok, not turn myself into the Special Forces. The Black Dragon, live on!
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never!
Come in, Major Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonya Blade. What?
Sonya, this is Major Briggs. Come in. Sonya, this is Jax. Are you there?
Going somewhere, Jarek? Jax! I thought you were going to...
Thought I was what? Dead? Like my partner you just tossed off the cliff?
I'm sorry, Jax. Please, don't drop me. Wait, I promise.
Too late, Jarek.
You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality. You can't do it.
Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Alright, technically now we're in the 3D era. We've got Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. So I can't play Liu Kang in here because a Shaolin boy is dead. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was released in 2002 and the arcade era in the gaming industry was dead. Believe it or not guys, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance brought Mortal Kombat back on the map after it's been dead for 5 years. It's a misconception that this one and the other ones after it killed the franchise. This game actually sold millions of copies. But one of the things that turned off a lot of people was its broken ass gameplay. There was infinites and they took away uppercuts and I think they took away sweeps too. But it was the first time we ever got variations, like every single character has 3 different playstyles. But despite the gameplay being a huge mess, I still really enjoy the game. It has a kick-ass soundtrack, some cool costumes, it has a neat story, and I really like the Conquest mode. It's not like the way it is in Deception, instead it's more of a training mode, but while you're training you get to learn a little bit more about the character's story, so I think it's cool how you get to know lore while getting good. I also really do like how the main boss, or bosses, of this game are Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, and it's a very interesting choice to not go with a huge dude for a Mortal Kombat boss. You guys all like the crypt in today's Mortal Kombat games, right? Well, you can thank Deadly Alliance for that because Deadly Alliance was the first game to introduce the crypt, and look at how much stuff is in here. Overall, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is a very great addition to the franchise despite its janky ass gameplay. And without Deadly Alliance, we wouldn't have this gem.
This week on Cooking with Scorpion, learn about chopping, tenderizing, chopping, cake decorating, and chopping.
Alright, finally, here we are with Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat Deception was the first video game I ever played, first Mortal Kombat game I ever played, and my favorite Mortal Kombat game of all time. This game means a lot to me. If it wasn't for this game, I don't know if I would ever have gotten into Mortal Kombat, and I don't even know if I would be doing Mortal Kombat videos like I am right now. There's so many things I like about this game. I really like so many of the character designs like Scorpions, Li Mei's, Bull Raichos, Ermacs, Melinas, and of course, Sub-Zeros. Please, NetherRealm, bring this back in Mortal Kombat 11. I also really like some of the new characters like Ashura, Havoc, and Hotaru, all of which I hope come back in a modern Mortal Kombat game because they would be so damn cool. Also Onaga for sure. I really like Onaga, and I just realized that I didn't even include any of the boss fights in this video. Once again, this game has a kick-ass soundtrack, awesome stages, and a great conquest mode, and really, it makes me want Shujinko again because I really think he deserves a second chance. The gameplay is still pretty damn broken, but at this point I don't even care because I still have a blast with this game, and I especially did not care when I first played it. So yeah guys, I have a lot of good memories with Deception and Armageddon. And speaking of Armageddon, so I believe I played Mortal Kombat Armageddon very shortly after I played Mortal Kombat Deception. And I played Deception a year after release, which was 2005, and I played Armageddon when it came out, or around the time it came out, and my cousin brought it home from Blockbuster. So I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient on this game than a lot of others would be. I think the worst part of this game is that it was supposed to be this big collection of the past 2 games, but it was still missing a lot of content. Nobody had unique fatalities, not every character had a bio, some characters felt like they had nothing to them gameplay wise, and some of the endings were just god awful. But despite that, I still like this game. As a kid, I thought seeing all these fucking characters on the select screen was the coolest shit ever. And now I kind of see this game as an official version of a Mortal Kombat Mugen game. You know those fan-made games with a shit ton of characters? I also really like the Conquest mode and the story of Taven, even though I think it is a step down in quality when compared to Deceptions. But the best thing of all is motor fucking combat. God, this would be so fucking sick in a modern Mortal Kombat game. I really want them to make at least a mobile game of motor combat with more characters and tracks because I love this thing. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Not the best Mortal Kombat game, but I still have a lot of fun playing it anyways. And now we're here, guys, the last Mortal Kombat game under the name Midway. Man, it really does suck when I say that. Now, if I was a normie, I would probably be saying that I don't like this game sucks, I want to pretend this game doesn't exist, but I actually do really like this game and I think it's pretty underrated. Now look, it's not a great game by any means, but I really do think that this game could have been great. But I really do not blame anyone at the team because Midway at the time was going bankrupt and they needed a game to save them. They needed something to keep them going. So that's why they collaborated with DC. They went to the emergency mode to collaborate with Warner Brothers to try to make a good game so they can get some big sales with the DC characters. When people talk about costumes coming back from different games, honestly, I think Mortal Kombat vs. DC is pretty underrated when it comes to that because look at some of these designs. Like Scorpion's design in Mortal Kombat vs. DC is awesome, so is Sub-Zero's, so is Liu Kang's, so is Raiden's, so is Katana's, especially Katana's. Katana's is just great, and so is Baraka's. And the DC characters have their traditional comic look, unlike Injustice where everyone looks like a damn robot and nobody really has classic stuff. This one is all classic. Now, Mortal Kombat vs. DC is still a 3D era game, but out of the 3D era, this one is the best playing 3D era. It actually feels pretty darn smooth. So let me try to do a combo here. Woo! Oh my god, that is amazing. I'm just going to include this bit in the video because I just want to give you a better look at Sub-Zero's design in this game because it's freaking incredible. Like I said, guys, Midway was in a rush to get this game out, so this game was pretty rushed and you don't get things like the Crypt or any other extra modes besides the really unfun combo challenge. Let's try to do that. So while I'm picking a stage for the combo challenge, some of these stages are actually pretty nice too. This one is probably the Wuxi Academy, the Mortal Kombat vs. DC version specifically, is my favorite stage. It might be, I don't know, it might be between this one and the Sky Temple, but this one has some really good music. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. Let's try to do this one. Oh, whoops. Woo, there we go. Hey, I did it. Why didn't it register? Bump, 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 bump. See, I did it and it didn't even register. This game sucks. I'm not even gonna do it anymore. So yes, there's arcade mode, yes, there's story mode, and yes, there's practice mode, but that's pretty much all you're getting with this game. There's not much here, and I really do wish Midway, Ed Boon, and the team had a lot more time with this so we can get some more characters, more stages, and more content overall, and make it more polished, because this could have been a great game. So here we are with the revival of the series with Mortal Kombat 2011. So after Midway went bankrupt, WB came in and made NetherRealm Studios, and they made this game. This is probably my favorite game out of the games NetherRealm put out. I have a ton of fun playing it, and I think the gameplay is fantastic. However, it is broken as hell, and to be honest, one more balance patch could have saved this game. Now, although it is my favorite, I still have some problems with it, like the story mode. I really do not want to get into it because there's so much I have to say about the story mode, but I'll just say it's probably the worst written story out of any of the Mortal Kombat game stories, and if you have a basic understanding of writing and scripts, you would know that it's pretty bad. I also don't really like some of the character designs like Sonya's design and Katana's design and Sector and Cyrax's design. I don't really like those, but I can honestly just put that in the back of my mind and just focus on the gameplay because even though it is an unbalanced mess, it's still a ton of fun to play. I like footsies a lot, and this game is all about it. We also got an introduction to X-rays in this game, which can get old, but the concept is now kind of a staple in the series now. We also have tag team in this game, and my god do I miss having tag team. I really wish Mortal Kombat 11 included it. What I really think killed this game was the netcode, because the netcode was god awful, and the very unbalanced gameplay. If these weren't an issue, who knows where we would have been at today, because a lot of the tournament players and the veterans come back to this game and really like it more than they do with Mortal Kombat X. And speaking of Mortal Kombat X, so here we are, finally with Mortal Kombat X. I don't really like this game. So since this is the last game we're going to be talking about, I might as well say as much as I can to explain why out of all the Mortal Kombat games, this is the one I like the least. So let's start with the roster. So let's see, we have Jax, Sonya, Kenshi, Johnny Cage, and let's go all the way over here to Kita, Cassie, Jackie, and Kung Jin. And that makes 8 Special Forces characters in this game, and that's way too many, and you might as well just call this Special Forces 2. This game also ruined some characters for me, like Ermac, who was a jobber in Mortal Kombat 9, and he comes back in this game being a jobber again. He's doing nothing interesting, and I just do not want that from Ermac. And he's also got the mummy shit going on, and Ermac isn't a fucking mummy. Like, you're not supposed to see what he looks like, and when you do that, you take away the mysterious aspect of the character. Reptile is another example. A jobber in Mortal Kombat 9 and a jobber in Mortal Kombat X. Do something interesting, please. And Sonya's such a bitch in this game and really unlikable that really made me not like this character, but thankfully Ronda, Sonya, and MK11 fixed that for me. Kung Jin shouldn't even fucking exist because Kung Lao is the last descendant of the great Kung Lao, and when you introduce another fucking family member, then it ruins Kung Lao's character. And although I really like Jackie in Mortal Kombat 11, she's just so fucking boring in Mortal Kombat X. This game could have really used someone like Rain, who played a bigger role than most of the fucking characters on the roster right now, or Fujin, who people have been asking for a long damn time. Those characters, along with maybe a few others, could have made this roster a whole lot better. It really could have took maybe 2 or 3. Hell, even looking at the roster is fucking boring. Look at how brown and colorless it is. Everyone in their icons just look like they had a bad picture day in high school. That's another thing with this game, is that it's so desaturated, there's no fucking color, it's so dark and edgy, stupid ass Call of Duty, Christopher Nolan shit. Like, Mortal Kombat has always had color and life in it because every game embraced the fantasy element that it was founded on. One more thing I'll get into that really just straight up ruins the game for me entirely is the gameplay, and we'll talk about that now because I can actually do some online play now and body some scrubs with Flameless Liu Kang.
You are an embarrassment. You are not yourself, Liu Kang. I am done listening to fools.
One thing I really like about Mortal Kombat X is the intros, because the intros kind of feel like there's another story mode behind them, and whatever story mode is behind those intros kind of sounds a lot more interesting than what we got from Mortal Kombat X's actual story mode. I don't really hate the story mode from Mortal Kombat X, it just feels kind of meh. I mean, it's kind of good, it's a lot better than Mortal Kombat 9, but it's kind of safe. It doesn't really take that many risks. But getting into things that I don't really like about Mortal Kombat X's gameplay is the 50-50s. Your only good options in this game is to hit your opponent with an overhead or a low, and that's just not what I like because it's a guessing game. It's like a coin flip game. If you don't get your side, well then try again. And then sometimes when you do get your side, your opponent will break or use a breaker, and then you lose your turn. Like you finally get, oh my god, the lag. Like, please allow me to punish my opponent when they mess up. When I finally get in on my opponent, I really want to do what I wanted to do the entire time. But I can't do it because sometimes breakers give the opponent the option to break away from their mistakes, and that's just not how I really like to play games. So yeah, that's what I really do not like about Mortal Kombat X, the 50-50s, breakers, and stamina. But yeah, some of the things that I do like about Mortal Kombat X is some of the new characters. Aaron Black, Kotal Khan, D'Vorah, and Cassie Cage are the ones that come to mind. Another positive thing I will say about Mortal Kombat X is that it actually holds up pretty well graphics-wise. It's actually a pretty nice looking game. This is by no means a bad game, it's just not a game I really enjoy because mainly the gameplay, but this game has a lot of content, and by definition, it is actually a really good game. There's just a couple of things that just turned it off for me. So there's my video of the evolution of all the Mortal Kombat games. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite Mortal Kombat game, and with that being said, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.